NFL, and today we have two teams are more than ready to get the season underway. It's the Chargers going up against the Diablos. With that, let's call in our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, with this opening week matchup.
Larry, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us south of the border to the home of the Mexican national soccer team, the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. Today, we start the new season with an AFC West Division battle right out of the gate between the San Diego Chargers and the Mexico City Diablos. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here to his running back. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before. They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danny Shelton in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
This will be fielded at the 17. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. This is Lamar Miller, and he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And if this offense is going to flow today, certainly the running back will be a key piece.
Without a doubt, because they asked their runner to not just do that, but to block, to catch, to help set a tone for their offense.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And a look now at the starting defense.
Aldon Smith had an absolute off-the-charts rookie season.
and continues to be one of the best playmakers at outside linebacker.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Defense showing blitz. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And to the tight end, Olsen, right side. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
On 4th down on now is the lefty Ryan Allen to punt. Taking it about the 16. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. And here now the offense heading back out there. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
Have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They come out here in the eye.
Green 39! Green 39! Blue 90!
Now they'll run it on the toss. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the first. And that was a defensive setup they prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for, when they get to the line of scrimmage, they see it in pre-snap recognition and know exactly how to attack based on their planning and preparation.
All right, here we go.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's got time. He's going to air one out. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now San Diego getting set to go. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 11 on the gain there. And that'll be good for a San Diego 1st down. Miller, the lone setback. And they'll give it to him here. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
All right, here we go.
He'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how he One of the bigger targets on the field. The tight end could be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
They'll drop to throw. And Olsen over the middle. And down inside the 15 he goes. They'll get 17 yards there. And the Chargers are going to have a first down.
Here we go.
They go back to the ground now with Miller. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Inside the red zone, and that means don't come away from there with anything less than 3 points, but everyone's thinking about 6. They're trying to get to the end zone. They decide to run a toss. Big people up front being mobile and moving, and a running back trying to follow behind them to find yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
The play clock's running down. And now with the time of the play clock almost up, Ron Rivera's going to call a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. One receiver left, that's Allen.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They'll look to throw here. Screen play, McKinnon. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds him. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Mexico City football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. As they run the counter play. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Danny Shelton able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
On play action, they'll throw. He's got time in the pocket, and he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. Here's Marquette King now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
That confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Underneath for Miller. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. They'll set up to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be fourth down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Here's Ryan Allen now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at about the 14. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. One receiver to the left is Cooper.
All right, here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now back to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and they're going to have a third down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. And they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Wilson snags it left side. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Good use of the pass there to pick up the first down against a defensive look that they had specifically prepared for, they told us, coming into this one.
Certainly seems like they're holding all the right cards now, doesn't it? Because of their preparation. Went back, watched the tape, studied the tendencies, and they feel like they had them down cold, and they were able to use the pass against them.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Well, not a huge game there as we head towards the 2-minute warning. It'll be interesting to me to see what they decide to do after the timeout.
And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
The short yardage man, it's Coleman. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. A minute 59 to go in the first half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. One receiver to the left is Cooper.
Let's go!
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. They'll look to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's third down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Green 39!
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
Green 39!
And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They'll come out in the pistol. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson, 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Still 9 yards to go on 3rd down.
Watch it now, Barney! Let's go! 319!
And he motions the wide receiver. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Luke Wilson in the final seconds of the first half. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Chargers coming out of the field now. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play.
Here we
But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Screen play, McKinnon. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to roam now. And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you up to Orlando. And with our EA Sports halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Miller, the lone setback. They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
After the penalty, it's Miller. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. He'll look to throw, surveying the field. He's going to loft it, deep right sideline. And incomplete there. A nice hit, jars the ball free, and brings up third down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! 3-19!
Out of the gun now on third down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for San Diego. This is fielded at the 27. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. the play fake. He'll look to throw. Backing up. And he finds a man on a crossing route. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Here we go. 3, 9,
Now a play fake here on first down. He gets it complete to Harris. It'll go as a gain of 12, and it's good enough for a first down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Watch it now, Barney. Here we go now. Detroit.
Now they try the right side here. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Second and goal as the offense looks to try to punch it in. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. Now on 4th down, Jack Del Rio's going to send on the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Coons connects on this one. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they don't get a touchdown here on this opening drive of the third quarter, but I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
And now San Diego getting set to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
It's a 4-receiver look to the right side. They'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Five receivers in the game, 4 of them to the left side. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle here to Coates. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route.
Second down now after the pass completion. It's a 4-receiver look all to the left side. Now a shotgun snap is up, and the ball is knocked out and caught left side. Olsen. It's going the other way. Oh, now Olsen slow to get up here. Still on the ground. I hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
They run the counter now on first down. And he is going to lose yardage here. Back now in Mexico City. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. They come out here in the eye. Second and goal to go now. Now a handoff looking right. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
This will be caught at about the 5. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So a bullet dodge there defensively. They surrender excellent field position on the kick return, but it winds up not costing them a thing.
And that's a tough sequence of events from an offensive perspective. The inability to get first downs leads to the field goal try. And the inability to cash that in leads to nothing on the scoreboard.
Miller, the lone setback. A first throw for the backup Osweiler. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Now it's Osweiler, and he comes back with one complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Now, how about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally, you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case, they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old-school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college. With all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did. Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And his throw is incomplete.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Well, here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Miller. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 6 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Shift together here from the D-line. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And quickly they get to the line. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call. Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Parkey's kick is good. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And now back out comes the offense. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a play fake here on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. That's caught inside the 20. And give him a gain of 37. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football.
And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation. So they do get it across for the game-winning touchdown, barring, of course, something crazy happening on the kickoff.
So if we take the crazy out of it, that's the way you close a game out.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. And, partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the home team here, it was a hard-fought game, and they'll exit 1-0 as they win by a touchdown. And now it's off to the airport for a date with Customs and a long flight north to the U.S. Meanwhile, for San Diego, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say adios from Mexico City.